Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to walk you through my honest experience as a high-ticket online coach. And essentially, all that really is someone with a skill set that knows how to get somebody else a desired result using their skills, using systems and processes. Someone that's done the journey themselves or has helped other people do it themselves. That is essentially what an online coach is. And this applies to fitness coaches or business coaches, growth coaches, anything you name it. So that is essentially what I want to walk you through. I've been in this game for now almost 4 years, and I want to walk you through the highs, the lows, the really catastrophic lows, and just to best prepare you as to how you can avoid some of the big mistakes that I made. And if this is something that you want to dive deep into, if it's something you want to take really serious, I think this is going to give you the most holistic view of all the things that could go wrong and all the things that have gone really right when you can nail exactly how to do it and just simplify it all. There's so much noise out there online, and my experience had been investing so much money in mentors just for really complicated systems when the solution was right in front of me the whole time, and it was really simple. So without further ado, I want to walk you through all of this, right? So what I want to walk you through is how I landed my first 7-figure client, how I lost all of my money, how I gained it all back, and then how I lost it all again. The lowest point of my career and how I turned it all around and became a multi-6-figure coach. So let me dive straight into things. For me, it all started back in 2019 when I was trying to start a marketing agency. I'm sure a lot of people know the kind of agency business model, but I was so deep into the social media space. I had studied endlessly on the fundamentals of what it takes to gain attention online. That was essentially what my marketing agency was about. And as part of being this agency owner, I needed to look the part. While everyone else was trying to fake it on Instagram, trying to pretend, they're Billy Big Balls, I kept it real. My goal, even back then when I was doing a personal brand, was I wanted to provide value. I talked about the highs and lows, and I wanted to present myself as a real ass person, just super authentic. Everyone else's content looked nicer and they looked like they were the big shot, but mine was just keeping it real. And that has been the sentiment of everything that I've done ever since. And so the good thing about doing that was that a friend of mine was watching all of my content, and they connected me to someone that needed help. And this person would end up being, it was the single most defining moment of my career working with this person. And this person had just had a baby. They had a huge social media audience, but they weren't making any money from it. And this person was a girl named Sarah Magisara, who is now the biggest TikToker in Australia. Today, she's got, at the time of making this, I think just under 18 million followers on TikTok alone. At the time of working together, she had 6 million followers on TikTok, and I knew in an instant that I could change her life. I knew exactly what I needed to do to help her monetize her account. And so I got to work immediately. I used everything that I knew about social media and monetization to rain down money. Now, out of respect for Sarah, I won't say how much I made for her, but over the course of working together, we grew a total following to surpass 15 million followers within the 8 months we worked together. And so just, imagine how much money we were making with the biggest TikTok account in Australia. We were making an absurd amount of money. And during that time, I got an inside look at what it took to grow a massive audience, combined with the right systems to convert that audience into cash, and a lot of it. Right? And this became the cornerstone of what is now my multi-6-figure coaching business, the art of how to gain attention and convert it into high amounts of cash. But then tragedy struck, as it always does. After leaving Sarah, I really didn't want to work one-on-one with people anymore. And so naturally, I went into dropshipping. I'm going to spare you the long story here. I lost all of my money, every single cent. All the money I'd made with Sarah, I lost investing into dropshipping. Now, as gut-wrenching as it was at the time, in retrospect, it was another core defining moment for me. Why? Because I could have taken all of that money. I could have bought Rolexes, I could have bought a Mercedes, new apartment, all that bullshit. But instead, I just chose to reinvest everything back into the business model that I believed in and that I loved. And honestly, even though I lost all my money, I love the model of dropshipping to this day. The reason this was such a defining moment for me was because, again, this marked the cornerstone for me of who I was, that when I got cash, I would just reinvest it back into this business. I didn't care about trying to live big and live lavish. It was, I wanted this business not just to make money once, but to make money forever. And that has been the single most important virtue of who I am and how I conduct business. It was an expensive lesson for me to learn. Like I said, it was just another moment in my life where I got to prove my character to myself. And then I need to get the cash back. So I went and got another 9-to-5 job to rebuild. And in that job, I was working with a lot of other massive influencers from Australia who wanted to grow their accounts and make money. For me, piece of cake. Some of the boys here that I got the privilege of working with, Tom and Andy, they're still good friends of mine to this day. And this is an old screenshot, but even back then, combined following of almost 14 million. Now it's significantly more than that. During that time, I was able to save up 13 grand, and I quit the job after that to pursue building an agency online once again. I did not know the shitstorm that I was about to step into. Right? I moved out to a remote mining village. I was about 12 hours away from home. I was in the middle of nowhere. Moved with my best mate. My best mate was already situated out in that mining village, and his dad gave me one of the rooms there for free, so I could just focus in, build this thing. I had no money to waste. I wanted to build this thing, and so I was in the middle of nowhere. I remember for our fun, we'd go to Macca's once a fortnight. That was like our thing. It was gym and Macca's. That was literally it. Eat, work, sleep, gym. That's it. So this was the bat cave. This is where I was putting in the work. Now, this time, I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to go at this agency thing alone. And so I invested $10,000 in mentorship to make sure I would win. At the time, that was the most amount of money I'd ever invested in mentorship. Now, like I said, I came into this game with 13K. That 10K took everything else. And so I was down to less than $2,000 in my account by the time of this. All right, and it was disappearing fast. Week by week, that money was drying up, and the agency that I was hoping would make me rich, it hadn't made me a single cent. I was gutted, but things just got worse. I was down to my last $1,000 at the time, being in the mining village, and unfortunately, my time there was drawing to an end. I had to leave the room. I was essentially being kicked out. I was like, I had to leave. I had to come up with money, and I had none. So I was faced with this really gut-wrenching feeling of I needed to return back home a complete failure. I was broke as a joke, no money. I felt like the weight of everyone's opinion was on my shoulders. And all I could think to myself was, man, how did this go so wrong? Going from, working with the biggest influencers in the world, making them rich, me getting rich, changing my life. How did I go from that to $1,000 in my account? It was, for me, that was the lowest point. I can't put into words how that felt. Still, I think back to it and I'm like, man, I really can't bear the weight of that feeling. It was genuinely the worst feeling I've had ever. And all I could do was really think about the steps ahead. And I remembered where all of my success did actually come from. I was a coach at heart. I had skills that made millions of dollars and brought in millions of followers. And so I stopped running from it. I said, okay, I'm a coach. I know how to help people. So I got back to work and I created an online coaching program that was designed to help people grow their audience and monetize, which was my specialty, right? I learned from my mentor that I didn't need a large audience to make money. Only valuable content and an amazing fucking offer. That's it. And so I started. And I started with a brand new Instagram account with 500 fake followers. And I just made a couple posts. Value driven. I also had only $652 in my account. And so I needed a system that could help me get high paying coaching clients for little to no money that didn't require me to have a big audience or to send a single cold DM myself. And then, by the grace of God, I unlocked it. It was a straightforward approach to getting high paying coaching clients within just 7 to 14 days tops. The best part, the whole thing was automated. And then my online coaching business completely exploded. Within the first 16 days of utilizing this system, I generated 15 grand. You can see the timestamps here. For some reason, they're not showing up. But this was during a 16-day win. I'm actually, just to prove it, I don't want anyone to think this isn't accurate. I'm actually going to try and find the correct screenshot here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here's the actual screenshot. You can see from the 11th of July. This is last year, 11th of July in 2022 to the 26th of July. So it was around a 15, 16 day period, and I was able to pull in just shy of 15K, right? $9 short, super pissed off. But that was in the first 16 days. Then again, using this system, within the first 60 days, I was able to scale it up to $23,000 a month, which is nuts. In the first 7 months, I was able to generate $99,000 cash collected, so just shy of 6 figures in the first 7 months. And also in those 7 months, I moved out to Thailand. Right, complete life change, and that's where I'm at now. Right, I'm out here in Phuket at the moment. So this was an overnight success, 3 years in the making. Ups and downs, losing all the money, gaining it back, losing it again. And so now, praise God, I'm blessed to be able to travel and live freely without a boss looking over my shoulder. I alone control my own income, and I no longer have to be told that I don't deserve more money and the money that I want. I can go out and earn the money I want on my own terms. I also realized that online coaching was the calling that changed my life. I stopped being distracted by other ways to make money, and I just leaned on the skills I already have. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you're watching this and you do have skills, stop running from it. You've got everything you need to make unbelievable amounts of money, to succeed, to live an incredible free life. You've got everything you need if you have the skills to help someone make a transformation. You just need to be able to package it correctly in a way that people are going to want to invest 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 10K with you. It is absolutely possible. You just need to stop running from it. That has been my biggest lesson through this whole thing, is just stop running from the skills you have, from the things that you are good at. So by the way, if you're wondering what I do in my online coaching business right now, I personally help fitness coaches plug the holes, like fill up those holes in their personal brands so that they can convert their followers into high-paying clients on autopilot. And that's exactly what I did for myself. A lot of the times I hear fitness coaches say, I need more followers and then I get more clients. That doesn't really work out. If you've got all these holes in your bucket, no matter how many new followers you have at the top, they're just running out the bottom. If you have no system to convert those followers into high-paying clients, you're beating your head against the wall. Being able to convert viewers, likes, comments into paying clients. That is the art. And unfortunately, most coaches, they know how to build great physiques. They don't know how to build great businesses. And so if you are a fitness coach watching this and you want to scale your online coaching business, click the link in the description below and book in a time for us to chat. But if you're not a fitness coach and you're watching this, genuinely my best advice, if you want your life to change, stop running from your greatest asset, which is you, the skills you have. Again, this is what my life looked like a year ago in July. And, praise God, I'm, out here in Phuket, and things look completely different. I try and pan here, situated right here in the mountain, see the clouds roll in every morning. It's unbelievable. But I was here. I was as broke as could be. I'd had it all, lost it all, right? Trust me, I've been there. I went from this to this in 7 months just by putting my skills in the right vehicle, where I started working on the right things. And so that is my sincere advice to anyone watching this.